Hello everyone, really excited today to be able to show you a couple of things associated with the Trading Safely software. And primarily, while we understand that it creates signals that will give you buy and sell options, tell you where your stop loss is, tell you where to take profits, within the software all the nuts and bolts that create that system are already there as well. And so for people who want to understand what the mechanics are of the Trading Safely software, then they can explore that a little bit more. And what I want to share with you today is an example of using some of those studies to understand what the actual equity indexes are doing, or certain commodities. The reality is that if we get a buy signal, say on the DAX or the S&P 500 or the ASX, and it proves to be correct, then the likelihood is that probably 70 to 80% of the stocks within that index are going to move up or down depending on whether it was a positive or a negative signal. And so understanding when those things are happening is extremely important. And what I've called up here is the time continuation study. And if I show you the chart, there's three rectangles there. There's one buy signal shown by a green diamond, and then a pink diamond a few weeks later in June, and then we had another signal a couple of days ago which was slightly premature, but now the market is starting to understand that we're beginning a down move. The time continuation study, and also what we're looking at here, which is the UFO pop studies, are all based on quantifying what is called divergence correctly. I spent probably the best part of 20 years developing various tools that qualify this, and it's critical that it's done properly. When it is done properly, it can be extremely powerful in understanding turning points in the market. What we're looking at here is the crude oil, so it's the futures contract, and obviously the price of crude oil has a huge influence on any sort of stock that is connected with oil. And so if we can understand when a high or low is being placed on the underlying commodity, then we can go looking for some stocks that provide the best opportunities to take advantage of that. This is the UFO pop study, and when it's true it produces that little pink triangle, and this is on a daily chart. We can also look for multiple time frame confirmations. So if I change this to a 1 week chart, there was a signal there as well. So the daily chart was telling us that crude was going lower, and the weekly chart. I've now moved on to a daily chart of Royal Dutch Shell, so one of the biggest oil companies in the world, and quoted in London and in America. And having known that we think that the crude oil price has made a significant high, then we can start scanning oil stocks themselves and see whether we get any signals. And the Trading Safely code gave us a sell signal with that red triangle a few days after we had the top called in crude oil itself. And since then the price has dropped quite dramatically, and the short position is still valid, and the trailing stop, the brown line, is dropping rapidly.